Hi guys, I'm Martin C. Bula, uh, a BSME second year student at USTP. For our today's video, we're gonna explain the steel making process. So, for our today's objectives, we're gonna define the components and parts of steel making process. Second, explain thoroughly the step by step steel making process. And third, and lastly, explain the four major parts of the steel making process. So what are you waiting for? So let's start. So before we proceed to our objectives, let's define steel. Steel is an alloy of iron and carbon containing less than 2% of carbon and 1% of manganese, and small amounts of silicon, phosphorus, and sulfur and oxygen. Steel is the world's most important engineering and construction material.
Steel making process. Steel making process especially need a raw material like iron ore, lime, coke. Once it's been get from the mining field, it goes directly to the steel plant where the process been done. As iron is the main component of steel, it firstly need to be made. Iron ore, lime, and coke are placed into a blast furnace and melted. The resulting liquid known as molten iron is then formed. As molten iron steel contains around 4% to 4.5% turns to make metal brittle. They need to be eradicated. Alternatively, with the EAF method or the electric arc furnace, recycle the steel and feed into electric arc furnace along with the molten iron, which is then heated to around 1650 degrees Celsius in order to convert it into high-grade steel. Next, the newly formed molten steel needs to be adjusted to make the perfect steel composition. This is done by either manipulating the temperature and or removing certain elements. This may include processes such as degassing, stirring, ladle injection, or argon bubbling.
Now, we have the bones of our steels. The next step is to pour it into cold molds. This causes the metal to cool quickly. Once cold, the metal is then cut into desired lengths. Depending upon the application, slabs for plates, looms for sections such as beams, and billets for longer products such as wiring or thin pipes. Also known as primary forming, the initial shapes of slabs, looms, and billets are formed into their various shapes, usually by hot rolling. Products that are hot rolled are then divided into flat products, long products, seamless tubes, and especially products for one last stage of processing. Finally, a variety of secondary forming techniques including shaping, machining, jointing, and coating gives the products their tails, shapes, and properties.